And welcome back to Face Off, guys. Just wrapping up the show here. Trivia question of the week. Are you ready, gentlemen?
I'm two for these.
I'm one for one.
All right.
I'm 1 for 1.
So if if you were in your MLB fan cave yesterday, you saw that Kershaw had the complete game shutout. Question now I have for you is, who is the current leader in the active player who is leading in shutouts right now in the major leagues?
In the major leagues.
Career-wise? Or
Career-wise.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's an obvious guess, isn't it? I feel like it's going to be an obvious ace.
Man, this isn't. Let's give out hints to you guys. So you
there's
can
a lot of
figure it
pitches.
out.
You can give a hint. I don't know.
There's a lot of pitches.
Anything?
When I say the answer, you'll probably be like, "Oh man, I could have guessed that." So I'll just go. I'll just go with you with that. I'll give you.
I'll let him go first.
I'll give you a hint. It is in the National League.
It's in the NL. That helps a little. That helps a little. I had to go first, of course. Okay. I'm either gonna say, no, that's stupid if I said that. I want to say for some reason, Tim Lincecum.
Tim Lincecum?
I was thinking that.
I don't know.
I was thinking Halladay, but I don't know if that's.
I need your final answer, man.
I'll go with the Philly. Go with Halladay.
You got it right. It was Roy
that's
Halladay.
nice.
Boom.
It was
2 for
Roy
2.
Halladay.
Nice job.
All right, but now going to final thoughts. Kevin, I'm going to start with you for today's final thoughts.
My final thought's a little weird. It's a little uncomfortable. It's a little bit like what happened in the Louisville game the other day. Kevin Ware snapped his leg in the most disturbing and gruesome manner that anyone is ever going to see ever in their lifetime, whether they were at the game, whether directly in front in the bench, as you saw, whether you're just watching it on the game like me. But I have a problem with how social media, how ESPN, and how fans and non-fans of the game are treating the matter. They have been starting this campaign, #PrayForWare. They have been putting inspirational photos of him recovering from his injury. They have been doing non-stop circulation of what's happening to this guy. Within 24 hours of his injury, it's still happening. It needs to stop. They need to leave him alone. They need to let him recover. They need to get over the fact that it's a broken leg. As disturbing as an image as it was, as gruesome as it was, as much as you wanted to vomit or even cry at seeing it, you need to understand that he broke his leg, and he's going to be okay. In 3 months, he's going to be walking. Yeah. He's on crutches already. It's not a miracle. He had surgery. They fixed his broken leg, and that's all it is. There's so much worse happening in this world that we need to pray for.
I agree. People always overreact. And it's not like we've seen gruesome injuries before.
It's happened. It's happened.
But Ryan, final thought?
My final thought is I'm going to go back to baseball now. I wasn't a part of the show last week where you all had your big division predictions and all that. So I'm going to go to the AL East here because I have a bold prediction here. I'm going to say the New York Yankees, a team who, it was a trivia question a few weeks ago, has not been under 500 or missed the playoffs, something like that, since 1992.
Since we're born.
This year, I think they end up 4th in the division, only ahead of the Red Sox. And the reason why is this injury bug is biting them like I cannot believe. Jeter's out, Teixeira's out. Again, Sabathia got roughed up in the first game. And I look at this division, I think the Rays will win this division. I think the Rays are going to win this division. Ooh. I do. Ooh. I like the Rays. I think the Orioles are going to take the wild card spot. And I think the Blue Jays, because of that starting rotation, are going to finish in 3rd ahead of the Yankees. They're not going to, dazzle anybody, the Blue Jays, but they're going to finish ahead of the Yankees. I still think the Red Sox are in a rebuilding mode. I think they're going to finish last. My bold prediction, though, is I think the New York Yankees, for the first time in a while,
finish under 500.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, I'm going to give a special thanks to 4 great teams in the NCAA tournament. Thank you, Florida. Thank you, Indiana. Thank you, Ohio State. And thank you, oh man, I forget my last one. Wichita for beating
Ohio State.
Yeah, beating Ohio State. But I pretty much got, Florida was the last team. I pretty much got all my Final Four wrong. This is why I'm not a gambling man. But thank you guys for totally blowing it. I was really confident in your picks in the picks this year, but clearly I stink. So now we're going to go on to Game Ball of the Week. Ryan, we'll start with you.
My game ball, if I can have this real quick, is going to go to now former Florida Gulf Coast men's basketball coach Andy Enfield. First off, leading this team only 5 years with a basketball program, I believe. Leading this team to a Sweet 16, upsetting Georgetown and San Diego State, and holding their own against Florida, not getting completely blown out. And then after that, getting a job with a really good D1 school with USC. So my game ball goes to Andy Enfield. Congrats on the new gig.
Jersey boy.
Kevin?
My game ball is going to my new boy, Clayton Kershaw. Just recently took him in fantasy. Nick here knows. Pitches like Koufax, hits like Drysdale. Taking care of himself, hitting that home run. 4-hitter, complete game shutout of rivals. Giants. You think about last year's top story on opening day was the horrible tragedy that happened after the game between the Giants and Dodgers, but Kershaw made sure that he was the headline. So looking forward to a good
Got to
season.
take over the headlines.
Yeah.
All right, I'm actually going to stick with baseball if I could take
There you
that. I'm going to go with first baseman Freeman of the Atlanta Braves for absolutely destroying Cole Hamels on opening day. I can't remember the exact stats, but I was watching the game, and the second he hit that ball, I was like, man, that is gone. And we're down 2-0 right now. So it's pretty disappointing to watch Hamels get beat up. I've always had respect for Hamels as a pitcher. But yes, my game ball goes out to Freeman.
Hasn't landed yet.
Hasn't
still
landed.
going.
Oh, is it? Are we
It's
still
orbiting.
looking for it?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
still
It
orbiting?
went
All
through
right.
the solar system. It's gone.
Well, that is all the time we have for you today here on Face Off. Join us next week where maybe Rob and Vin will actually be here.
Probably not.
We can only hope. We can only hope. We're keeping our fingers crossed, but have a good night, everyone.